We can keep talking. Just keep it appropriate.
We're going PG-13, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to start off by saying my shirt is cooler than yours.
We can keep talking. Just keep it.
Oh, it's looping.
I'm gonna mute it. So we are live.
Shout out to my boy, the man, the 18-time world champion, T-Money Bajan.
Yeah. No, I think the process was good for Gary Ray.
Right.
And I thought it was presented well, even in the short time that we had.
Hey, we're not doing an intro.
Nah, I mean you can do an intro if you want to.
All right.
Knock it out. Practice.
Well, we're already live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, how come I can't see people on here? Is that the same thing? I got to go on the.
What are you talking about?
Nobody.
Yeah, you can't see what's going on in the Zoom. You have to go to the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
See what's going on the YouTube channel.
All right. Well, guys, what's happening? It's Dustin Laughlin, Billy Ortegas. Welcome to this sort of, it's been a little while since we put together a show of any kind. We've been a little busy. We had our hands full. We had a lot of things going on. We've also been kind of taking a bit of a breather in some ways. But welcome to this edition of the Pin Pad podcast, brought to you by the Texas Armwrestling League. Once again, my name is Dustin Laughlin, and new and first topic of discussion, new leader, new honcho, new presidente de Texas Arm Wrestling League. Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce Billy Ortegas? This is where you're supposed to insert the applause.
I'll insert it later. Yeah,
okay, yeah. Listen, when you're inserting that, can you also please give me a little more? My arms aren't looking as good as I would like them to look.
Let me do some Photoshop to you.
Can you help me out a little bit?
I could probably do something.
All right, good. So, new president of the league, Billy. I think it was a bit of a shock to quite a few folks. How has your has it been 3 weeks now?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. It's coming along. Just the task of transitioning everything is a big hectic, but we'll get around to it. It's good. It's all worked out.
I am happy about the appointment. I think Keith, in dealing with some of his personal situations and whatnot, made a good selection and decision to and timely decision, kind of in the off season for us here before we get underway for this next 2022 season, to go ahead and go forward with that leadership change. Along the same lines, on that same topic, we also have a new director in Todd Treat. So we have, I'm sure Todd will probably be joining us at some point in the show. If not, he does get on occasion, and Todd's going to be helping with Orlando. So Orlando Martinez is the new director of the Northern region, and Todd's going to be helping him out. Orlando was Mark Perez's assistant director in the Western region, and now Orlando will be taking over for Cody and Ronnie. Why Cody and Ronnie also kind of take a bit of a break to deal with some family. So yeah. Any comments on that, Billy? I mean, what are your thoughts? Or
no, I think it's Northern region's hard. It's spread out, and it's not real saturated area with pullers. It has little concentrated groups throughout the region. So it's difficult as far as having a vast list of people to choose from. But Todd Threed helped out quite a bit. He was a recommendation from Cody and them to fill that void. So, we brought him in, and Orlando being kind of in between the West Texas and the Northern is going to play a pivotal part and helping run things in the West and then in the North.
Yeah.
So
I think they're both going to do well and be a good asset to the league. We also are looking to replace one of the Eastern, I guess, directors with Keith taking that absence. So yeah, guys, if you have recommendations that we should be looking out and reaching out to, people that we need to be thinking about or haven't thought about, let us know. Reach out to a director and let us know, or Billy or I, let us know who you think maybe that person should be to be the new Eastern director. We still have Caleb Ricks out there representing the East in capacity, but Caleb definitely would like to have some help. So yeah, if you know anybody, let us know.
yeah, we haven't really started prospecting yet, but I mean that Houston's a good area with a lot of pullers and a lot of committed pullers and stuff. So, here pretty soon we'll be reaching out to particular people in that area and seeing if we can't get anybody to come on board.
Maybe some transitions too. It's something we really haven't discussed really in the director chat, but you got Stan Beach up there too. That's already a current director.
Yeah, so he's in a position to help out and stuff like that.
Maybe transition over there. Want to talk a little bit about the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully Sarah joins us here. You know if she's planning on coming on?
I don't. I have to send this link to that group chat.
Sarah and I have been working over the last, say, week or two on the new rankings for 2022. So we've currently been running with two ladies classes. We've got the 0 to 140 and the 141 plus, both right and left-handed, of course. And next year, our plan is to double that. So we're going to go to a 0 to 125 class. We're going to go a 126 to 150. We're going to do a 150.
No. First class is 0 to 150.
Oh, I apologize. I did say that wrong. That's wrong. Yeah. So first class 0 to 150, second class 151 to 175. Yeah, there you go. Third class 176 to 200, and fourth class 201 to 225. So we'll be posting all this. You guys will see it all soon. And Sarah should have that up before the 1st of December. If not sooner. We're going to try to get it out to you sooner. In case there's any feedback before we lock it in. But as of the December 1st, it will be locked in. So pullers will be able to work off and do their new challenges. Those that are moved into the new, into their new classes, they'll be able to, be in their new positions and then work and challenge on up from there. So, and I must say the list looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. We have added some new pullers. It's not as much as I would have liked to have added since when I first did the list, but we're making progress, and that's good. As long as we're making some progress, that's good. So, but keep encouraging the lady pullers to come out to your practices, guys, and teaching them and preparing them and getting them ready. Did you hear that ring that just rang?
Yeah, it's a message came through in your Facebook messages.
Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, I don't know if I'm supposed to turn that down or what, but so
As long as
anyway,
it's not going crazy.
really excited about some of our new lady pullers, especially on the San Antonio team. We've got some new pullers, and mind you, it's going to take some time to get them trained and get them learned up in the sport, and but some strong girls coming along, um, and also some of the other areas too that we've been seeing. All right, let's see. What else? What do we?
Yeah. So we got the women's rankings, and that's exciting news. The additional weight classes and stuff. It's going to bring some different excitement, I think, to this next coming season.
Yeah, it's definitely going to put a little more stress on us directors too to make sure that we're getting our our sponsorships lined up and in order, because it's it's going to be more payouts, it's going to be more trophies, it's going to be more medals, it's whatever. So we have to. Well, I don't think a lot of people recognize or realize how much it actually changes the way, tournaments are or get funded and supported and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it, and then I look forward to continuing to grow the classes in the future. So hopefully we continue to see the growth that we've been having. I think we're going to need to see quite a bit more before we're able to make another adjustment again, but it'll happen. It'll come in time.
Yeah. And
As
then
far as the men's classes, nothing's changing.
we expanded the amateurs to all
Oh,
six
yeah.
classes, all six weight classes.
Yeah, which
match.
that's also that's a big deal too. Yeah.
Yeah. I know some of those 221 guys are happy.
Yeah. What would you suggest was the main reason for that decision, or some of the main decisions? I'll say.
Well, I mean, the number of lighter guys in the 154 class amateurs that would be in the 154s, we're having to pull 176s, and then on the super heavyweight side, the number of guys that were in 221 plus, I mean, those, if it was a big tournament, those classes were like 20 plus pullers.
Yeah. My reasoning behind it, the reason that I was, for doing it, or didn't have any problems with it, and wanted to go forward with doing it, is for me is I think it's a safety thing, trying to get pullers closer to people in their weights. I think it's always a better situation in my mind, and maybe that's a little off, but I think it's accurate. If you ask most guys that have been around a while,
No, definitely the weight was a factor, and then too, it really kind of puts a better perspective of where you're at, in an amateur division. If you're a 225 guy having to pull the 221 plus, and most of the guys you're having to pull against are naturally in that weight class, just like in the supers, but you're giving up an additional 20 pounds without having that 243. So, you're pulling guys that are 250 plus. You really don't know how you would really stack in your own class.
no,
Now that we've split that 200 to that 220 class, and then a 220 class to 243, it'll give you a sense of where you're at a little bit better without having to pull all the heavier guys.
On the overall rankings, not the amateur rankings, on the overall or regular, or excuse me, the Texas State rankings, not the weight classes for the tournaments or the amateur tournaments. How would you feel, or what would you think? I mean, we've got what, 7? We were looking at the list, and there's 70 something supers in that class.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any reason to split that class or create an additional class for that? Or is that just,
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you mean talking about splitting a heavier class?
yeah. So instead of having, just the 242s and, and then the supers having a heavier class. So maybe whatever the increment between, what is it,
Like a
22?
270 class or something like
Yeah.
that, 260 class.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could always do that, but I mean, it's, here's the thing too. Offering so many more additional classes might be better for us in just the situation that we are, but the more we offer, the further we get outside of the realm of what's being offered out of Texas. So,
Right.
like the women's classes, it needed to be expanded. And I agree, we started off with them, but it's always a starting point. There's the 140 and 141 plus was always like the kicker.
Yeah.
But it could be seen as a disadvantage or an advantage, just depending upon, like, the women in Texas. If they're competing only in Texas, they'll have the liberty of having those options. But once they travel outside the state, there's not very many organizations that are offering more than just those two classes that we originally had.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm in agreement. I was just curious on that one. And yeah, when as far as the ladies go, and um, when we first started the ladies classes, we had there wasn't that much lady involvement showing up at tournaments, that we were attending in Texas. I mean, maybe a few girls showing up, women. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember back then. I remember basically you'd maybe see, two matches, maybe one or two matches, maybe, and you were lucky if you could see that. And so, but anyway, that's changing, for sure. And I know Sarah's been a big part of that. Excuse me. Sarah Collins McKinney and in helping grow the ladies in the state. So, well, cool. So what's up? So we're doing community chat too, right? Is anybody lined up?
Yeah, we can address some. I've been answering here and there, but come to think of it, it's kind of funny that Mike Garza asked, he goes, how often will y'all be inducting people into the TAL Hall of Fame? And will y'all pick the next person, or will it go to a vote?
Oh,
funny you should say that, Mike. We've actually been dealing with that today.
Yeah. Yeah, Billy made up a new form just or last 2 days, I guess. And we're going to be opening the nominations. Well, I guess we could probably announce that this week. We'll be opening nominations this week. There'll be a form that you'll need to fill out. And it's not too complicated. Can you show them at least kind of the idea what it looks like?
Yeah, it's still a work in progress, but we can screen share for a moment here, and that way everybody can get an idea what it might look like when it comes out. You see that, Dustin?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll just be a nomination form. Go ahead, Billy. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Basically, you just fill this out. Date submitted by the the nominee's name, address, phone number. The more information that you can give us as a selection committee, the better, right? So if you want to, after you fill out whatever space is here, you need to write a whole narrative on additional papers or attach copies of photos, or you want to send us videos or whatever else, that'd be fine too. And I think the direction that we're currently going, at least for the moment, for 2022, is that we would like to start nominating one living nominee and one posthumously. So somebody who's passed on. We do have some of those folks that have kind of helped lay the groundwork that are no longer with us, and we're coming up with some ways to help kind of recognize their contribution to the sport. And I think on the bottom of this form it shows there's an area for that. Yeah, if the person is posthumous, yeah. If this is a posthumous nomination, list the next of kin to be notified. So then you would just put, maybe the name of their son or daughter, or some relative to contact that would be appropriate, that that we could present a certificate to, and and of course we plan on putting a section on the website, and of course on all the social media pages, about the Texas Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame. And I know at the state finals in San Antonio this last year, the Gary Ray deal was really cool, man. Really, at least I thought it was really cool. And I think Gary really appreciated it. It's definitely something that we think is very important, that we're supporting, those that helped give us what we have today in the sport. So yeah, get ready to get your nominations ready, guys. Be thinking about it, and we really haven't got a whole lot of rules as far as yet developed or established as far as nominations go. We're going to be working on that. I'm sure there will be some that get developed. I would suggest, take time before you just throw a name out there. Don't throw your buddy's name out there just because he's your best bud. Make sure that they actually contributed to the sport in some way, either through, and that they're not dirtbags, where I can tell you right now, if they've got, any kind of, serious moral issues or anything like that, then there's going to be some issues with them getting selected. So unless you have anything on that, Billy, or
Nope.
Yeah, I'm excited
Nope.
about that, man. I like that. Being able to show them the respect. It was a very cool moment when we were able to recognize Gary, and I look forward to some of the others that are going to be coming up, in the years to come.
Yeah, Mike says Lindley Keaton.
Lindley Keating. Before I leave the TAL, down the road, I hope to make sure that I would get to see that day as well. Mike, who was that? Mike who?
Mike Garza.
Absolutely. I'm in agreement with that selection.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Lindley's on the list.
Lindley is definitely on the list. Maybe, who knows? Maybe this year, maybe next year. We'll see. We'll see what the selection committee comes up with. And we also plan on nominees becoming a part of that selection committee. So, Gary Ray was the first one. Gary Ray will be the first person to also, have a vote in, selecting it. So, well, we can't vote on anybody unless you guys get the nomination forms filled out and sent in. So get ready as soon as those get released. Have somebody in mind, and get them submitted, and we'll figure out who's going to be for 2022. Like I said, there should be one living and one posthumously. So,
yep, exciting.
While we're at it, I'd like to throw out a little love right here. These guys right here,
Free sleeve.
Make sure you check it out. If you haven't gotten a free sleeve, you want to get one.
And when you do, when you check out, you want to use TAL-20.
Absolutely.
For a 20% discount off your purchase.
I like the red, white, and blue, the patriotic one that they currently have. It's beautiful.
Yes,
I haven't ordered it yet, but I have seen it, and it's very nice. I love my free sleeves. I use them regularly after practices. They help my recovery tremendously. So check them out, guys. Check them out. They're not that much. They can make great Christmas gifts. You can, if you get the right size, you can use it on your knee. You can use them on your elbow, your wrists, your ankle. Yeah. And
I can tell you right now, after last Tuesday, when Michael Todd came to town and I took a few of those hits from him, I came home immediately and threw mine on.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not even gonna risk that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Pop some ibuprofen and threw my free sleeve on, and
Yeah.
I mean, they're great. I can't tell you how much it's reduced my arm pain after workouts and practices and tournaments and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Along that same note, and you'll have to forgive me because I don't have one right here. Hold on.
There's no telling what he's getting out. There you go.
Exciting news brought to us by from Billy's hard work and negotiations with the great company known as
Armsport.
Armsport. I guess that doesn't say Armsport, does it? It says Ultra Grip Wrist Ball. But that's who makes it, guys. That's who makes the Ultra Grip. It's Armsport. I thought it was on there. What's this one say? So Armsport, the TAL is now an official. What are we, distributors?
Affiliate.
We're affiliates with Armsport, and so basically what that means is every purchase that you use or that you do with Armsport wrist ball, Ultra Grip, these guys that make all, Armsport makes all these. The TAL will benefit from that. So, and Armsport will help support the TAL league. So, here it is right here. Boom. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get that flyer I made sent over to me, that way I can screen share it.
So if you're looking for some good handles, some good workout gear, Armsport, guys. If you support Armsport, you're supporting the Texas Arm Wrestling League. So, and in my mind, why go somewhere else when you can go to Armsport? They make great products. The stuff is strong as all get out. I've been putting a whole lot of weight on some of these, and trying to break it, and they're solid, man. They are rock solid. So, you know what though? I think I did put my wrist ball up in the what you call it, the giveaway stuff. So I'm gonna have to order a wrist ball now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll order another one. So,
yeah, let's see. Let me do this right here.
what do you got? You got something to share?
Yeah. Let's get down here. Right here. Boom.
Texas, yeah, there you go. Texas Arm Wrestling League is now an official affiliate of Arm Sports. Use code TAL-10 at checkout for a 10% discount off your purchase. So there you go, guys, 10% off. Support the league, support Arm Sport, support those that are supporting the league.
Yeah, they really are good products, man. I enjoy the wrist ball. It's I've tested a couple different of those that type of product, and the feel for that one and the strap on it and everything like that is something that is
solid.
It is.
I mean, if you, I think we've showed this before, but I mean, it's very, very sturdy and strong, and you're not going to break this thing. So, yeah, looking to add to your game. There you go. So, cool. Well, we knocked out a couple sponsors there. Any other sponsorships we need to hit before we move on?
Not currently. It's the last 2 months of the year, November, December, are some down months, and we're moving right into January. We got the West Texas qualifier. We're gonna be kicking off January 22nd.
Holy smokes, that place looks phenomenal.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it. Good job, Mark. I can't wait to go check it out. I'm excited about that. For sure. Yeah, you're reading away there. What you reading?
Just posting links in the chat or info.
So are we streaming on the YouTube channel right now?
Yes.
Okay. How are we looking there? What do we got? How many's on with us?
7.
We have 7.
Well, it is a Tuesday night.
Yeah, but it's a holiday weekend, isn't it? Or week.
It is a holiday week. Yeah.
There we go. Now we jumped up to 9.
Yeah.
So that's probably.
We'll see what else we got to talk about. One thing we're going to end up making an announcement for it, but as far as the rankings go, and the challenges and stuff like that, for 2022, we're going to be making a couple adjustments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first adjustment will be right now. The way it's been being done is it's $20 per challenge that goes towards the Champions Fund. So the challenger pays $20 that goes into the Champions Fund, which then helps fund our number ones in Texas go to either nationals or worlds or whatever like that. And then, but the way it's been being done now, it's originally was supposed to be $20 per rank. So if you had a right and a left-hand rank, you had 2 ranks. If you challenge both, you would pay $20 for each particular rank. So it'd be a $40 deal.
Right.
It's been being played out at $20 even if you challenge the guy for both hands. So moving in 2022, anything after that, it will be $20 per rank.
That's something, Billy, we didn't really I think do a good job on being able to show the pullers around the state where those monies went and who who made the most of those monies. And
yes,
so not all of the number ones went to nationals or worlds in Orlando, but there was a good bunch that went to worlds, right? There was quite a few. There was also some, if I'm not mistaken, there were some number 2s and number 3s that ended up going in place of number 1. Correct?
Yes. So,
Anthony Lowe, I think, was one of those guys.
Yeah, Anthony Lowe went. Caleb Ricks went. Robbie Burnett went. We had Dan Nubb. He went on behalf of the handicap class. Trying to see who else had gone. Anthony Lowe. I don't know what happened with that. To tell you the truth, we should have made some updates and we should have made some postings, and we didn't. And
who can help us out, guys? Let's see. I know. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Robbie, Anthony, and Danny go?
Danny did go to Worlds, yes.
Yeah. I don't know that we funded Danny. I don't think his trip was funded by the TAL.
No, I don't think so. I think it was because Caleb, I believe.
Well, let's do this. We'll try to get that list out there to you if you guys want to see that, because I do think that's important that everybody sees, okay, this is what happened and this is where it went. And so Texas did get represented at Worlds. Texas, and quite well. And I think the TAO was represented, quite well. On that same note, I guess we also have we had nationals in Texas and Dallas this year, and we for 2022 it's also going to be again in Dallas, which we're excited for Denise and Leonard. Anytime they want to come to Texas and put on an event, we're happy and excited to try to help support them. Got to make sure that we're coordinating our events with their events, of course, so we don't we're not fighting over pullers, of course. But we're definitely trying to avoid any and all events around their nationals. That's going to be in Dallas, Fort Worth area this year again, right?
It's going to be back in Irving, I think, at the same place.
Irving, yeah. So, and then, so yes, put it on your schedule, put it on your calendar. We will have it on I think it is on our TAL calendar, right? The one you put out.
Yes, so it's at the bottom on in June for other tournaments of note. So
I would say to you all to please make sure that you're supporting that event, so we can get those guys coming back to to Texas again. We want them coming to Texas and helping. And putting on a good events, because they do a good job, and training our referees, right? Leonard's been a big part of helping get a lot of our referees trained, along with Reza Dilmaganian and Sean Hancock. So yeah.
Speaking of that, we will be working on trying to, for our West Texas, or multiple, hopefully at least 2, maybe 3 throughout this year. The first one being West Texas. We're planning on trying to get Reza to come back in and do a reffing seminar down there to get some more people referee certified. So TAL is going to be looking to do that, and we'll try to put that way it coincides with the Western qualifiers. So it would be like Friday night early weigh-ins and reffing seminar with a Saturday tournament. And
we'll try to get that information out soon, very soon. Because guys, if you want to learn how to ref, Reza is a great instructor. He's very patient. Trust me, if anybody can teach me how to referee, then and yeah, Reza still has his work cut out for him, I think, but in some ways. But trust me, Reza's a very good instructor and great guy. So come out, at least learn how to down ref at the very least, so you can help, support the sport in your area. And you know what, man? If you can, go ahead and get the up rep certification.
Yeah,
like I have.
Well, that'd be, here's the thing, guys that are serious, you could hit that first Western qualifier, you do a reffing seminar, and then odds are you'll most likely be able to get your down ref certification through that. And then if we bring Reza back in later on in the year, you're able to hit that second seminar. You could very well end up getting certified there as like a level
entry level. You go to entry level senior.
Yeah,
entry level senior referee. That's what I have right now.
Yeah, and these will be under YRPA, which is, I know we usually use WAF as a default rule set, which YRPA is.
The same.
A lot of these things are so identical. If you know one of them, besides wall, those different things. You're talking about WAF, the YRPA, they're all very, very, very similar.
Yeah, I think there's only in between those two, one rule difference, and basically it's regarding the King's move, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
On whether or not it's a warning or a foul if you don't come back up after you've been told or something.
Mm-hmm.
But cool.
Let's see what we got here. Here's a question for you, Dustin.
All right.
Clerks 93 says, who do you guys think would win between Cody, Merritt, and Credentia? Lefty. I'd have to go back and watch Credentia's left again, but I mean, his right has been looking pretty dominant. So, I don't know.
I have to admit, is Credentia, is he Russian?
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure on the.
Listen, ask Travis. He'll tell you. What does he say about arm wrestling Russians? Okay. I don't know. I don't know if that guy's Russian or not. So I can't say, but if he's Russian, just watch out. God bless America, though.
Yeah. So
while we're on the topic,
I'd have to go back and look at some of his left-handed matches. I've seen some of his rights where he's just been killing guys, and so I don't know, but I know that there's a big difference between Cody's left and his right. So that might
Anthony just weighed in.
Oh, did he?
His left looked very good against Espy.
Well, there you go.
He's Polish. Oh, Polish? Well, I mean, it's right there.
You know who he is if you saw him. He's that. I mean, the dude's big. He's got the ponytail. He's always he's like in top 8 all the time in PAL.
Yeah. I'm sure I would. I can't think of it right on top.
Oh, you know.
Thanks for the question, though, Clark's 93. I'm not sure off the top of my head who he is. Speaking of Russians, though, we didn't even touch on, man, golly, one of the most epic matches in history. Almost 200,000 views on YouTube. The John Brzenk, Dmitry Kachin match. Yeah. Guys, I have to admit, right? So I was I was a little bit out of it at the tournament, at the championship, and I wasn't feeling too well. I was a little bit under the weather, and I was on medication, and so anyway, but I was just blown away by that match between Dimitri and John, and golly, it was an epic event. I mean, from the start, the crowd went silent. I mean, you could have heard a pin drop in that place, right?
Can you see this, Dustin? Hold on.
Yeah, give me
trying to
just message it to me or whatever.
Yeah, I'll see it. I'll show it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I can look him up. But oh man, for those of you who missed that match live, man, I mean, don't get me wrong, Billy did a phenomenal job filming it, and so did John Brzezink's guy. But
I gotta say though, I mean, I don't know where. I know he was holding the camera. I don't know where that footage is. The only footage there's only 2 sets of footage that are out on the internet on YouTube right now, and it's the live feed from John and there's mine.
Yeah,
and I spit that video out as fast as I could.
Yeah,
and I still got.
Oh. Yeah, I know. I mean, you can't say no. Come on, we can't say no to John.
I can't tell John no. I couldn't tell him no. He couldn't film.
Who says no to John Brzenk? You know.
But
come on.
There might be contracts in the future. There might be some contracts in the future where there's some release times and stuff like that.
What? I think it is something that we should have discussed with John, though, and we should have probably at least been like, you know what, John, could you at least give us the first week? And because, come on, listen, when he drops that on his page a week later, is it going to make a difference on how many views it gets? I don't think it's going to make that big a difference. I think he still gets 192,000 views or whatever, or at least most of that, a good portion of that.
What is it up to now?
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. I think that's about where it's at, 190,000 or something. But there's been other pages too that have gotten quite a few views off of, like, going over that, reviewing the match, and which is cool.
that's a whole other problem in the community right now, and it's starting to kind of flare up a little bit with a few particular people.
I'll say this from my perspective, when I'm able to go back to our sponsors, when I go back to Modelo and I go, hey guys, look, this is what we were able to get. I go in there in the office and I sit down with them and I'm like, here's the list, okay? Boom, it was on this page, 200,000 hits. It was on this page, 30, 40,000 hits. It was on this page, another 10,000. Then we're sitting down and looking at all these views, and it changes the equation for when you go in there to ask for sponsorships. So,
193K.
Yeah. I knew it was over almost 200. So, Anthony says, I believe he's Polish as well. Dan Whittle pulled him when he was in that area for the military. He was brand new. Listen, where's Anthony? You need to get on this show. What are you doing? Get on the show. You're the
Anthony's always chiming into the chats. He's always active when we do these things.
The smartest Texas poller in Texas, like the smartest, most knowledgeable guy about arm wrestlers in the state.
He always gives me pointers, and I always feel like I'm stupid because I'll lose a match. He'll come in here. You should have did this. I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. I should have did that. Dang it.
Can you imagine where our team San Antonio would be if we had Anthony Lowe?
We're walking through the mud. I mean, we'll get there. It's going to take some time, and I know there were a few. Michael Todd comes through, and look, we're not the strongest team in Texas, without a doubt. I mean, it's hands down. You got the Fort Worth guys, you got the Houston guys, two super strong teams.
What kind of strength are we talking about?
Let's just say, don't put on a tournament between San Antonio and Fort Worth or Houston. All right.
Oh, okay. Arm wrestling.
Yes. All right.
Okay. All right.
So, could he have seen somebody else and it would have made it for an more exciting video? Sure. But it was last minute. I think he was just looking for him to stop on the way home, and it happened to be us, and I'm grateful for it. Like,
absolutely. And that meeting wasn't for anybody else but us, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm grateful for it, and
no offense to anybody out there, but it was meant to be somewhat intimate, at least on our part.
Anthony says he's not an interview type guy. We're not interviewing anybody. We're just talking.
Hey, I know who I'm going to schedule for our next interview.
Well, speaking of Brzink, somebody just asked what we thought about Devin and John coming up.
I got to be honest. I thought Dimitri was going to beat him. So it's for me. I'm a huge Brzink fan. Obviously, I'm a huge Devin fan too. But
sure.
I remember John beating Devin in the WAL in 2019. Devin is bigger than he was back then, but I think the GOAT gets it done, man.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go the other way with you. I'm gonna have to go.
And that would be okay, because I don't know, but
I think I'm gonna have to go, because I mean, I think there's gonna be some residual that stays behind with Devin bulking up to 300 pounds.
He did look quite dominant against Michael Todd.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be that big, but I'm just saying some of what he was able to gain through that weight gain is going to stick around if he did a weight cut right, and that's going to be.
It didn't really seem like he was cutting. Is he cutting? Last I saw him on
I think he's around. I think last I saw he was around 270-ish, 280, maybe 280. So he dropped a little bit. And I don't know that there's I don't know if there's a weight. I really hadn't been looking into it. So I don't know if there's a weight cap on that. I think John's probably gaining a little bit of weight. So I'm not sure if they've put a cap or not, but.
Well, as much as I respect them both. It would be pretty cool to see John come back and can you imagine if he wins again? I mean, golly.
That's going to be, I don't know. I also think too that sometimes I think if, just depending upon what happens, if you give somebody enough time to prep, John's still pulling all these, he just pulled Arizona. He just pulled that tournament.
Yeah. I think he's in Devin's head though, because Devin really seems concerned, doesn't he? Like,
I don't know if he does.
I don't know. The last video I saw, he sure seemed. I think he lets these things get inside his head mentally, and I think it does have an effect on the outcome. But I could be wrong.
Well, we got somebody in the waiting room. Let's bring him on. Let's take a chance and bring him on. I don't recognize the name, so maybe
we got a surprise, huh?
Yeah. See what happens. That's always the crazy thing with these.
It's emblematic. Is this the Dave I think it is?
I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Are we getting spammed live?
I don't know. We might be. I don't know. That's the only thing. It's with these Zooms, you never know who's going to come in.
The Dave-O-Matic.
You're all muted there, Dave-O.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Going once? Going twice?
Let's see, who's that? We got it sent from Waco. Hello from Waco. What's up?
I'm missing there.
Looks like Nub's in the chat too. What's up, Nub?
Bring Dan in. What's going on, huh?
He says he can't unmute for some reason. Huh. Maybe your internet connection's not well enough to allow the sound in.
Unmute.
I don't know. We'll give it a minute and see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't. I know Jordan still pulled that tournament, but I don't think that was anything. That's the thing. That's the kind of the one of the ones I want to see is Jordan Sale and Dimitri.
Jordan Sale and Dimitri?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah, absolutely.
I'm allowing you to come in there.
Does you have to? Oh yeah, you have to allow it.
I do. I mean,
yeah, Jordan Sill and Dimitri. Are you kidding me? Dimitri kills, by the way. No disrespect, Jordan. Love you, man. But Dimitri's going to crush you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Make rename. Put in a waiting room report. Ask to start video chat. Yeah, it's not me. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see.
Well, who is? You don't know who it is, though, huh?
No. See, Nub says Dimitri would beat him. Yeah, I agree. See, that's the thing, so Clerk 93 says Lynn versus Pablo. And see, I watched that video the other day of Pablo and John slow pulling, and of course it's practice, they're slow pulling, and slow pulling is much different, obviously, than tournament pulling, but he looked real impressive. But then I think, if I'm not mistaken, Alex Toproll just smoked him left-handed in one of these recent tournaments. I saw.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's kind of hard. I mean, it's tough. You really can't make a judgment with all these practice videos going around and stuff like that. It really just has to boil down to actual competition pulling, because you got so many people out there that just go, oh, well, so-and-so killed so-and-so with this after pull or, whatever. And it
Yeah.
always, how often does that actually play out? Like when you're talking about top tier guys, how often does it actually look exactly like it did on the after pull table or like at a practice table?
I guess I never really thought about it. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not that often. Anthony says I think Dimitri takes that. I thought that before the John match. He says I thought Dimitri was going to beat John until I watched the Shaw match, and then Nub says Pablo seems pretty strong in some side table stuff. Well, Dave Rivera says I want to see Dimitri Robbie too.
Well,
I'm sure
hopefully Robbie gets healthy, man. He was dealing with a couple of injuries, and that's unfortunate. Hopefully
yeah. I think too. You give that match some time. I think it's
Davo. I'm gonna kick you just to try to come back in, and maybe we'll try it that way. It's not me. I'm allowing everything. So
is this working now?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
All right. Okay. Looks like I needed to hit an extra button on the other end.
Oh, okay. I was trying to let you.
What's going on, man? Who is this?
I'm David Gardner. I'm new to y'all just signed me up on your Facebook page the other day.
In
I
San
have an arm
Antonio?
wrestle in about San Antonio.
Oh, okay, cool. What's going on,
Yeah,
man?
I'm actually right here in Universal City. So if y'all are ever at that soccer complex, I can be over there real quick.
Yeah, upper decks. Yep.
Yeah, we go over there pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So
This is something I've been wanting to get into for a long time. I arm wrestled for a very long time, was pretty good, but it's been, like I said, about a decade. So I just kind of want to see where I'm at.
Nice.
Remind me, Dave, you come from Louisiana?
No, here, San Antonio.
Or no? You've lived in San Antonio for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, cool.
Who'd you use? You said you pulled back. You pulled for a while. Who'd you used to pull with?
It was just money stuff. Bars all over the place, all over San Antonio. Nothing in particular. And then it's kind of a weird event. I hurt somebody pretty bad, and it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
It can happen.
Yeah, and then it literally just stopped after that. And then it just kind of, life goes on. Next, it's been 10 years, and I started watching a lot of Devin Larrett, and he's kind of getting the fire cooking in me again. I just kind of want to train, see where I'm at, see if I still have anything left.
Yeah.
So we definitely take safety and injuries very seriously. In San Antonio and the Texas Arm Wrestling League, we teach all of our new guys. We go through and teach them. At minimum, the very first lesson consists of about 3 to 4 little points we go over to talk about the arm break position, how to avoid it, and
when you hurt somebody, what was it? Was it an arm break?
Yeah, it was spiral fracture up his humerus.
Yeah.
It was nasty. He had to get pins in, and it was a bummer for him because he flew in from England. And then once you kind of have that kind of break, they wouldn't let him back on the plane.
Oh wow!
Because he had to put a cast on him, and they said he couldn't get on with the cast. Something about how the pressure reacts, or blood clot or something.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but he's still a good guy. Me and him, we still keep in touch. Oddly enough.
Well, generally speaking, I mean, it's always the person breaks their own arm. It's not you breaking their arm. Now there obviously are situations where, guys can be assholes on the table and it causes an injury, but in a competition, it's usually the other guy being in a bad position, doing something wrong, and the other puller doesn't have any leeway in that usually.
Yeah.
Other than just laying down.
Yeah. And the doctor told him straight up. He was like, it was 1,000,000 to 1. You just had to be in the exact right position for this to happen. And it's a bummer. But I mean, like, and that's a big part of this too. You guys have a lot more experience than I do. So me going in here, safety number one, yes, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Cool. Yes.
Nice.
Awesome. We'll Yeah, we'll definitely, make sure next time when you come out to practice, we'll go over that and kind of.
What are you doing? We got practice. We're gonna have the practices Friday.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be at the Biggs on 151, Biggs Burger joint on 151.
Yeah, that's possible. What time are y'all thinking about going out there?
6 to 9.
6 to 9. Yeah, that's a good time. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
make that work. Do I need to bring anything? I guess just my arm.
that's it. We got everything else.
Oh, it sounds
Yep.
good.
Feel free
Yeah,
to
and
bring the family too if you need to or want to.
oh, for sure, for
They
sure.
have
And it looks
they have
like
an area for the kids and.
oh yeah. And I was gonna say it looks like I just missed out with Michael Todd coming in last week. I saw those videos. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Absolutely.
Mhm. And I guess
Yeah,
a month
Mike.
before that, Berzink, right?
Yep.
November 2nd was our state championship, the Texas
October.
State Championships. October 2nd, right here in San Antonio, and yeah, it was a epic event. Really, really good turnout, and gosh, we had great sponsorships and good matches, and guess what? We had 349 entries and no injuries, no arm breaks, thankfully.
That's
So.
awesome. That is awesome.
So, yeah, but
Well, guys, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try to make it out there on Friday for sure. I got to run into the store now, but man, it's been a pleasure, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks for coming on.
Look forward to it.
You got it. You got it, guys. Take it easy.
Take care.
All right, have a good one. Well, cool. I also talked to that guy that's his mom left a message on our San Antonio page. I talked to him. He's over there in New Braunfels, and kind of got the lowdown from him. He's going to try to start up a Facebook page so he can keep track of everything and practices and stuff like that. He wants to start coming out.
Who? Oh, okay. Who are you talking about? Which guy?
His name's Josh.
Oh,
What happened to my camera?
yeah, I lost your video.
Huh. What happened?
It's all right. I'm
we
still
go.
here. Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got in the chat? Nub says Zoom me. I sent him the link.
Yeah, send him the link, would you? He texted me.
Yeah, you said Dimitri versus Robbie again. That would be a good one. I'd like to see Dimitri and Robbie go at it again and see what happens.
I need a little bit of time to pass before we do that one. I can't take another.
We need to get some other matches out of the way.
I can't take another one right now.
I'm telling you. So, like,
That's
another thing to bring
war.
up is, we would like to do a higher profile women's super match.
Yeah.
This coming year. So we're looking at some different prospects for some women. Bring a top name female puller in and
have some suggestions. Maybe some of the recent high dollar winners from some of our recent events. No names need to be mentioned. Colorado type puller type. Maybe. Yes, we definitely want to see some more women's arm wrestling. And two, hopefully we can get Michelle and James to come down and get something set up with them. And
I need to talk to James. Talk to James and throw that by him. Just roll that one by him, see what he thinks about it.
Try to figure something out too with him. I'm sure, she's got a pretty busy schedule with her matchups, I'm sure. Try to figure out something that will work with her schedule. Yeah.
What else we got?
Let's see what's going on with some of the challenge matches. Seems like we've had quite a little run here this last week or two.
December is going to be a busy one. So we got first really big one. I think a lot of people are excited, especially here in Texas, is Cody Haga and Robert Mosqueda. And that's going to be it's for the 198 class, which I think both of them have agreed to come in a little bit heavy.
Okay.
which they can do that according to the guidelines. And then, so the challenge is from Cody to Robert's right hand. And then in turn, Robert challenged Cody to his left. So it'll be a double challenge, double-ended challenge there. That's one I think a lot of people are going to see. We're tentatively looking at December 11th in Houston. And I think Stanley Peach is starting to try to set something up for that, like a little mini event.
Who's your pick?
Jeez.
You weren't ready for that.
I wasn't, because
listen, while you think about it,
I've seen recent videos and stuff of both of them. Like Robert did exceptionally well in state, especially against, like, I think he had a couple great matches against Ronnie, and then Cody had some exceptional matches over there in Lindale, against Danny Gillian and Justin Bishop.
He's looking very strong.
Oh yeah, dude looks jacked.
Yeah. I got to go with Robert. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pick him though. If I end up having a ref it, how's that work?
I don't know.
I'm going to say, you know what? Henceforth and forevermore. Listen, don't ask me my opinion on any matches in Texas, guys. So then I won't be.
I support both of them. I want an exciting, healthy match, and I have no doubt that it's gonna be with those two guys.
Yeah.
I think it could turn into a barn burner, dude. I really do. I think it could be a back and forth in the center of the table type match.
Yeah.
Like that's Superman. And if I think Cody reached out to me and was asking about it, and if Robert agrees, I think they might end up doing best of 5. So that could turn into a long super match.
Golly, and that would definitely shake up the 198 right-hand class too, because Cody would jump over Adrian Polanco, Danny Gillian, Dalton Libschwager, and Caleb Briggs, one of his training buddies.
Yeah.
So, which, golly, Caleb's a monster too, right? Golly.
Oh yeah.
And
I had already talked to him, but I'd actually like to see about maybe setting something up for him. I had asked him if he had any prospects on the horizon of who he might want to pull, because I'd like to see him pull somebody. What?
We can wait on those announcements.
I'm not announcing anything. I just said I asked him.
Well, those ideas.
No, I want to put it out there. I want little feelers out there. Yeah.
You know who else is chomping at a match? Newly crowned first place champion in 2021, Mr. Super tall, super. What else can you say about the guy? Cool.
Ryan Carter.
Ryan Carter. Yeah. Definitely like to see some matches. Maybe we're able to bring in somebody out of state for him to pull. Yeah.
I mean, I think we do. We have an opportunity to, can we bring in 2 guys like we did with like Jonathan Breida and Doug Allen? Sure. But that's exciting, and I enjoyed having both of them there, and that there's no damper on either of those 2 guys. I like them both, and I support them the same. But I mean, I've always been one about being able to showcase the Texas guys. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I think we always try to at least have one Texas puller versus whoever, and I don't know, or at least somebody who's supporting Texas matches and Texas arm wrestling. So
yeah,
or any exciting match. Gosh, I don't care honestly if they're from Canada or Georgia, we can get them in here and afford it, and it's in the budget, and it's exciting, and people want to see it. Great, let's do it.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing too. I mean, kind of a little bit of a a trend that I'm seeing is that there's a little bit of money floating around, and it's a little bit, not a lot, a little bit of money floating around in the sport, and guys are, their prices are going up for coming to pull. So, unfortunately, smaller organizations aren't, we're only going to be able to offer so much. And if pullers aren't willing to kind of work with us on some things and stuff, then it'd just be something that we'll have to just pass on. But
sure, I totally get that. If it doesn't make sense, if it's not, the TAL is not going to go on the red just to try to put on the biggest super match, that we can. We're going to stay in the black. We're going to make sure we protect, our state championships at the end of the season, that we're, that we're paying out as high as we can continue to pay out. I hope we're able to do what we were able to do this year, next year. I mean, $500 payouts in, what do we have, 16 classes?
Well, and that was then, and now we've added an additional 2 classes, which is 4 payouts.
It's a lot of money, guys.
Another couple grand. So
yeah, so 500 times 18 is $9 grand. So it's a lot of money to come up with, guys. So we're going to keep working really hard. The directors at GA are going to keep trying to find ways to make that happen, because it did create and make for an epic event. I mean, I don't think Texas has ever had a tournament quite like that. Could be wrong, but I think I'm not. And and basically it worked out, the way we had sort of mapped it out from the start. We had some few changes and things along the ways on some things, but in general, I think we're going the right way. So if we can kind of continue to maintain that course, we'll be going the right direction.
Let's see what we got here.
Did you send Dan Noob the invite?
I did. And he's still in the chat. He said he's
bring him in. Let's go, Dan.
He said he's training right now to pull a fiver with James Chancey.
To pull what?
Best of 5.
Wow. Dan's ready for James? I didn't know that. Dan, well done.
Yeah, James has been looking good too. I mean, I've been seeing him pull a little bit, and he's always been strong. So
yeah, James is a monster.
What else we got? Who else we got in the chat? Oh, somebody's Acid Spaz says Ryan versus Chance. Ryan Carter versus Chance. He said Ryan
Chance Shaw.
Yeah.
Chance Shaw, Ryan Carter. Oh, Ryan Carter versus Chance Shaw. Ooh.
We might be able to get Chance to come by Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be an interesting matchup. So you'd have super long.
Here's the thing though. Ryan Carter his levers are long and stuff like that, but so's Chance. Chance has also got.
Chances aren't. They're not that long, but they're not short.
No, but I mean, yeah. So I don't know. That might be
something to consider.
Yeah, might be something. I'm assuming that'd probably be a right-hander.
I'll write that one down. Thank you. Who recommended that?
Acid Spaz.
Listen, Acid Spaz, you got to change your name. Come on. There's kids around here, man. Come on.
All right. Well, moving on, the other super match we'll have is Nick Adams versus Ronaldo Garza. That's going to go down December 4th in Fort Worth at their practice. It's a good place to have it. Great group of guys, a bunch of knowledge.
I just recused myself from calling in matches, and it was probably good timing.
Don't do that. Don't touch that one. Tony Thomason in the chat. What's up, Tony?
We'll see.
Oh, okay. Acid Spaz is Wade Carlson. Okay. What's up, Wade?
There you go, Wade. Hey, good suggestion with the Ryan Carter and Chance Shaw suggestion. Tony, what's up, California?
Tony just sent us one of his guys from California.
He did. Who's that?
One of his training partners. He said just moved to Houston. So hopefully getting them set up with either Ryan or James Chancey.
Listen, does it have to be Houston all the time, guys, or Dallas? Come on, guys. Listen, San Antonio is beautiful. We got Riverwalk. We got Fiesta. Okay. Lots of lovely Spanish gals. We got, good weather most of the year. Come to San Antonio, please.
Yeah.
Going to Houston. Well, at least it wasn't Austin. At least it wasn't Austin. Just saying. Go ahead. Let me have it.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Let me have it. Damn Austin. Traffic.
Yeah, let's see. Rodrigo Box. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know Tony. I put that message out to James and Ryan. He's on the radar, so he can get in touch with either of those guys. Both of them, they practice all the time, and in that area, he should have plenty of opportunity to pull with a bunch of good guys.
Yeah, I would probably have him start with our fellow directors up there in Conroe. It's not far, and well, it depends on what side of town he's on, I guess. If he's on the west side, right, or if he's on the north side, that would be up towards Conroe, right? So
yeah, if he's more west, he'd be over there by Ryan Carter.
So in the north, get a hold of Stanley Peach, and
I've referred him over to James
Chancey. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got? Chance is 300 pounds or was.
Yeah, Chance is still around 300 pounds. He's the big boy.
Yeah.
So he outweighs Ryan quite a bit. But I don't know. Ryan strikes me as somebody that could put on, a handful of pounds pretty easily.
I think it could still be an interesting match. Yeah.
Sure.
Even though the weight difference are.
Sure. Nick Adams and Ronaldo. What you got?
Remember the Alamo.
Nick's in the chat. What who you got? You gonna vote for Nick? You gonna vote for Ronaldo?
Nick is gonna smash that ad. Oh, I'm sorry. We are PG-13.
Yeah, Nick told me he had something waiting for Ray, so we'll see what happens.
Ray's not ready for that. I know the haters would
there
say
he is. Hold on, let me get him in here.
That he's had success with over Nick in the past, but I'm here to tell you that that's not going to be the case.
Nick said he had something special waiting for him, so I can't wait to see that match.
What's up, Dan?
What's up, Dan? That's still connecting.
Nubs. We got.
There we go. Is that better?
There you go.
Yeah. What's up, dudes?
What's happening? How you doing?
Not bad. I was driving earlier, so that's why I couldn't log in quick. But I just got back to the old house here. Let me
What's
just
going
get my
on?
chair set up. There we go. So how's it going, fellas?
Going on in
we're
beautiful
here.
Dallas Fort Worth area, huh? What's happening? How's the club
Yes,
going
sir.
on?
Yeah, I actually live in Dallas too.
Yeah.
So did you guys hear that I got the old prosthetic?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually left it in the truck, but I'll grab it in a minute. But yeah. So I got the prosthetic about 3 weeks ago, two and a half weeks ago.
Congrats.
And I went to a practice at Adam Ergang's house, another great puller, you guys know. And
machine guns.
Yeah, the old machine gun.
Shout out to machine guns.
And let me tell you, it's totally different. It's like I got two hands. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it different in a good? It's different in a good way or a bad way?
Oh, absolutely.
Good way.
So yeah. So in case you guys never really thought it through, I basically have to use a lot of core when I arm wrestle without anything. I'm using mostly my abs, my back, but I am able to actually kind of stand in a stance like two-handed guys do, because I can actually push and pull on the handle, which is like, dude, it's a totally different animal.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's totally different. Mike Galaz, actually, I went to another practice this past Saturday at Adams. Mike Galaz was there, who, by the way, is getting unbelievably, massively strong lefty. Yeah, he's definitely training hard. You know what I mean? And he's been like riding ahead of me this whole time. You know what I mean? But even him, Adam, Michael Hain, all them guys were there. And let me tell you, everybody notices the difference. For me, it's really just being able to kind of pivot and, use different muscles, to be honest with you. And I mean, I haven't had a prosthetic arm since literally 1995, because I'm 38. Yeah, I'm 38. So I haven't had one for about 26 years. So just the nub, on the nub side of my shoulder, just wearing it for like the first 7 hours when I got it was like totally, I mean, it was just muscles I haven't even, like rotational things that I just never, I forgot about. I don't, even when I work out with like a metal arm that I made for like bench pressing and stuff like that, you don't really use the rotation because I usually use like a Smith machine. Yeah. And you don't have that like where you're trying to keep it balanced while you're also pressing it. You know what I mean? It's just not there. So just having the prosthetic on, which is made out of carbon fiber, and it's made out of carbon fiber, and then the end is like a 4 or 5 piece steel and aluminum kind of claw on the end. And just the weight of that, dude, which is probably like, I don't think it's more than like 12 pounds. Just getting used to that first couple of days was brutal, to be honest with you, just because I never do use the old nub that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of gets in my way for other things, but I mean, I specifically got it so that because of Worlds, when you guys, shout out to you guys for helping me get to Worlds. Shout out to Danny Gillian, Anthony Lowe, McGrath, Joey McMillan McGrath. I mean, all them guys helped me get out there, and
tell us about that.
What's that?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so dude, Danny Gillian actually really pointed it out. He was like,
nope, we lost you there on your.
They're the
there
baddest dudes out there, basically going to that competition. And I just hadn't really put my mind into it. Like I hadn't thought it through. And so when I got there, I was like, wow, man, this is
Yeah, we keep losing your audio.
basically, I mean, dude, it was the strongest dudes I'd ever seen in my life, all ripping and roaring. And then for me, one arm class, there was only 4 of us, and Anthony Hope is the other guy. And he was the dude who had a prosthetic arm. In fact, the version he had was like a newer edition of the one I had back in the 90s. And I mean, he felt like a two-handed dude too, because, when you can post and push and pull on that knob, it's a totally different thing. And he felt just like any other two-handed person. Plus, on top of that, that dude he's like a bearded Popeye, bro. That guy is totally strong. In fact, I think he won a tournament somewhere. Anthony Lill was telling me that he won a tournament. He went up to 242s and beat everybody. So, but he's a hardcore puller. The other dude who was in my weight class, he was still really new. I can never remember the guy's name. He's only like 20 years old. They didn't have us pull. They let him run uncontested, which was no sweat. But we pulled a little bit on the side, and that guy is strong. He's the one who he has his right hand, but it's like paralyzed. I forget what it is that he has. But he was really strong too. And just being able to compete against these high, because I still did the regular open, in case you guys didn't know, I still did the open. And I really still think I know for sure that second guy I went against, I don't know his name. I could have beat him in a hook. I just was still learning, and I was kind of nervous a little bit too. I usually can psych myself up pretty good to not get nervous, but I was kind of nervous just because everything was running. You know, they ran that sucker like a clock, man. So you kind of had to be ready. You had to be, you know, paying attention. You really had to be paying attention, you know. They had a very straightforward. It was no real complications at all, to be honest with you. And man, I can't think of the other guy's name too. The guy, he's deaf. Another guy, I think he's from Texas also, if I'm not mistaken.
Talk about Bryce.
No, I don't think it's Bryce. He's like a stockier guy. He was 105 plus, shorter guy. He was my first match. That dude, unbelievably strong. And everybody who said they trained with him, there was a couple guys that trained with him. They said he can just keep going and going and going. And he was another great puller. So I really just got to train harder. I guess that's what it really comes down to, training harder. You know what I mean? But I really, I'm looking forward to competing.
He didn't go to Worlds, Dustin.
No, one Bryce.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think he's recovering still from surgery.
No, it wasn't. I'll think of his name. If it pops up, I'll say it or I'll comment in it. But going to Worlds was a great experience. And once again, I just want to thank you guys for looking out for us, for all of us who went from Texas, you know.
We appreciate you going and representing the state, man, for sure.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Like, you know, Texas is like a family thing, no matter where you're at from Texas. You know what I mean? And it's just a killer group of dudes we got out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no matter what, I don't care what anybody says. The dudes we got in this state, man, you know, they're running with the best. You know what I mean? I mean, they're really, really top guys. There's some dudes that can't even budge them. You know what I mean? For fun.
Oh yeah.
You know, left. And, you know, nobody's really a lefty. My left is never really my good. You know the whole spiel.
Yeah.
But it sucks for me, right? It's just like I used to say when I was a kid, you know, or, you know, when I was younger. You get into a fight with me, it's a lose-lose, you know? Wow, you beat up a one-arm guy, or wow, you got beat up by a one-arm guy. You know what I mean? Same thing with arm wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. What you guys is next? When's the next stuff you guys got going on?
January.
January?
Yeah.
January 22nd.
Okay. I was just making sure that one was going on, that was still going down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Stan Peach, man, I really want to pull him, but I still think he can. That dude is just so strong with them short old thumbs of his, man.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Stubbs. Yes. Stubbs.
Unreal. Some guys, you know, you ever notice that? How some guys, it's hard to judge people just by outer appearance, truly, in the arm wrestling game, because there's some dudes that are just rippers, dude. They completely murder people, no problem, no sweat, you know. I think we need to have like a big, like just some kind of event where we can all really just lay it out, like a big old red round robin. You know what I mean? Like
no weight class open tournament
like that. Sorry, go ahead. What?
Just a no weight class open tournament.
Yeah, kind of. Remember how you did it in Waxahachie? That was kind of cool how you guys did that then. I think we should do something similar to that.
The lightest, yeah.
You know, where no matter what, the best of the best are always going to kind of like thin out. You know what I mean? But
yeah, that's all.
Like the idea of that. You know what I mean?
That's all Gary Roberts. That's Gary with the Ruler of the Nation series, right?
Yeah. There was.
Well, which one? You talking about Waxahachie 1 or Waxahachie 2?
Let me see. Hold on.
No, it would have been 2.
Yeah, I think it was 2. Yeah.
One was the Ruler of the Nation, or 2 was, and then the first Waxahachie, that's where Robbie Dimitri pulled. That was Travis's deal, like a heaviest to lightest single elimination type thing.
That was the one I was thinking of. Yes, the one.
Oh, really?
We were all there. Yeah, but you know, where we could just kind of line out all of us, you know, just from the top from the heaviest to the lightest. See, sometimes though, some of the heavy guys, you know, I've pulled a couple heavy guys that just aren't as strong in like, you know, in the pulling game as some of the lighter guys. Like, you know, like here's a prime example. If you guys know Michael Hain, he's a 156 guy.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you, I put money on it any day of the week. He'll rip all the way up to 220s, no problem. Hard.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? Anthony Lowe, if he lost some weight, he'd be ripping all the way down to 156s if he got that low.
Dude, Michael,
I tell you what,
we get him back.
Michael Hayne. I keep going back and
definitely
watching that video with now Jason Montgomery he's a strong dude, man. And watching Michael just toy with him basically.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Crazy.
I literally, and how he, how Hayne explains it is he trains very evenly. So he feels, equally dominant in both arms. He doesn't favor too much. And everything I've seen him do in person and on video footage has been very, very, just dominant, man. There's no other word for it, and
has he been coming out to practices? Oh, I think we lost you, Dan.
He froze up. Yeah.
The kind of questions I ask.
Yeah, I've been taking little snippets like that and posting them to our TikToks. And
between Anthony Lowe and Michael Hayne, I mean, they should write a book. You know what I mean? Like, truly, you could have every idea, every analytical theory.
So you froze.
Huh?
You'd froze up for a minute there, Dan.
Oh, so sorry about that.
You were talking about Michael Hayne, and
Anthony says yes, he's been practicing.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Oh, you froze again.
The technicality and the way and the experience that they have, I mean, they could really write a book, I'm telling you. And it would be truly the go-to guide for analytical or theoretical, just pulling.
Yeah.
The length of time combined with just the different types of tournaments that they've been in and how they're able to analyze and I consider myself a pretty thorough thinker. I mean, they're 10 steps ahead at all times, I mean, just gripping up with either one of them, they're instantly like, all right, now when you do that, this is going to happen or that's going to happen. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
and it's true. In fact, some of the best matches I've had, like the Garland one, the flying saucer, I was just listening to what Anthony was telling me to do ultimately. And I won. And then the times before that, he would just tell me as I'm pulling, if it didn't go really fast, if there was a slow kind of a pull, and I could really listen to what he says and do it, that really helps. I think a lot of guys could truly benefit from a technical coach if they just settle their minds a little bit and focus on what they want their bodies to do. You know what I mean? I think that's a big thing. And I think with this prosthetic I got, I can do a little more because sometimes I feel like some of us, we get so used to a specific style or angle that we like to be in because we kind of win that way. I really think having all the tools in the box and using all those tools in the box will really make the all around a great puller all around. I really think that's what, that's to me, other than his massive hand and brute strength, I really think that's what makes John Brzenk so good is he has good genes. He's healthy, but he just has this knack and ability to be able to really tweak what he's doing on the fly. And I don't know what you guys watch some of those videos, but he doesn't really make errors. In fact, I almost think he kind of leads people on into certain grips, a little bit to psych people out because he wants you to do a certain thing so he gains an advantage. I really think he does that. And I've actually talked to him about that before. And he said he's not really into teaching. He just kind of does it. And that's just another sign of a naturally athletic person,
Yeah.
Who's your pick for him and Devin?
I'm still going Brzenk. I mean, dude, I truly love Devin Laird. I just like how he is. You know what I mean?
We need that poll. We need that poll on the page.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping he's like the only one I haven't met. Thanks to you guys, I've met almost every famous bowler there was.
Well, maybe we can get him down.
Totally.
We're part of it.
He was
we're part of
impressed
it.
too. He was impressed with the Dmitry Brzezinski, clash. So,
dude, I gotta say, I know everybody that was sitting out in there. I know that it was packed. I know it. We had a ton of people there, which is great. I'm telling you, being back there where I was, it could not have looked any better looking through the camera through Dimitri and John and seeing just a sea of heads.
Oh yeah.
Like from that perspective, there was not a section in there that wasn't filled with people. It just, the perspective of it's not comfortable in the moment while you're sitting out there, but from like where I was with the video camera and everything, it was gold.
It was cool.
Dude, it was ripping out there, bro. I was kind of, I was a little bit nervous when I started reffing, and I'm like, oh man, this is bigger than Kima was. And I was a little, I was on edge most of the night because it was probably one of the baddest ass tournaments you guys had in a long time. I mean, just ripping with people, and it was a constant flow of just regular people going to that restaurant place and just walking over and kind of joining in to watch and see what's going on, which is always cool. You know what I mean? It was like the guy you were talking to just before I got on, how he said, he had been in the sport. I really think, TAL is kind of, I've talked to so many people that have just stumbled upon us like at the Flying Saucer, and it's like rekindled the fire of their arm wrestling days, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I truly believe that this sport is, if you got one hand, obviously I'm proof that if you at least have one hand, you ain't even got to have legs. Because I saw dudes at Worlds that couldn't walk or nothing, and they were killing it. Massive. I mean, just massive dudes that were beating people left and right. So, I mean, it's truly a cool thing. And just from me, I've only been in it a little over 2 years. And from the time I started at Danny Gillian's house, August 25th of 2019 to this day, this sport has seemed to just blow up, especially I think, all the hermits during 2020 being locked up, got a time to watch a bunch of extra YouTube, and they kind of, whoa, look at this, professional arm wrestling. That's a real thing. And then now we got there's a legitimate troll army of people on the internet for specifically arm wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's working. It's growing. We've gotten over 50, pages that we've, helped started in clubs and groups and teams. And, we've had some, this last month, we had some recruiting events, so even just kind of in some of the smaller towns around our area, these clubs are growing. And we're excited about that. We know there's a lot of strong dudes in Texas and gals, and we need to get them. We need to teach them the safety, teach them proper techniques, get them introduced to guys like you, guys like Anthony, guys like Michael Hain. And
I got to get up there to Anthony. I got to figure out how to use this.
Oh yeah. I mean,
my number one asset, I got to figure out how to use that.
Yeah, why don't you put a ruler on that thing, Billy? Show him. Grab him. You got a ruler right there?
It's not quite as long as you would think it would be, but yeah, actually I do.
Yeah. So I have one here, I think. Yeah. Oh, geez. Wait a minute, my ruler's. That's not going to work.
So my natural wrist line, about 8 3/4.
This is my ruler.
That looks like it's for something else, sir.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Anthony says he posted in chat. He was like, yeah, quit rubbing it in. He goes, I was at a wedding where y'all were at a great tournament.
Oh, Anthony, I forgot about that. God, you missed the.
I know.
You missed the greatest tournament, I think, in Texas history. Yeah, no question. I mean,
Up to date, absolutely, 100%.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, with holy matrimony over the greatest arm wrestling tournament in the history of Texas ever. Come on.
Come on.
I'm just playing.
Yep. Dude, I expected it to be big. I did. I totally expected it to be big. I was not ready for that though.
Yeah, you know what? And you had a lot of momentum going into it too, because I mean, I felt like it was perfect, like pretty. It was advertised, I guess you could say, on Facebook pretty good, and I saw a lot of people reacted to I shared it a couple times, like your the flyer.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got my friends back in Chicago asking about it, because they've kind of a couple have gotten into it here and there, and and my dad, when he was visiting, he come out to one of Adam's practices with me, and he was like, and my uncle, my dad's brother, used to be an arm wrestler in the 90s, Arizona State guy, and my dad was like my dad is not easily, you can't impress my dad very easily, and he was like, wow, this is bad to the bone.
That's
cool. He was
cool.
really impressed, and a lot of my friends back in Illinois, they're all likewise like, dude, and I don't think about it, but I think that you got to count the costs when it comes to pulling too. You got to put some time into it, and you got to put a little bit of dedication with working out and stuff like that, and maybe sometimes you got to drive a little bit. But I think if anybody watching this is on the fence about trying it, just do it.
Yeah.
I think that it's only going to grow, exponentially from here, and may as well get in on early and be one of the originals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we're on a wave right now. I think we're
absolutely.
I said that, like, when I got into it in October of 2019 was my first time ever touching a table. And, I'm only 2 years in the sport, only 1 year of competition. And just what I've seen from that time when I started, because at that time, I'm still a newbie, but I was a real newbie. I was all over YouTube looking at all the training videos and stuff like that. And I could tell you there is a huge wave that we're hitting right now. And it was just a good time for me I wish I'd have found it 10 years ago, but I'm glad I found it now, because I wouldn't, I feel like I'm riding a wave in this now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you might've got it at just the right time. I feel the same way too. For me, it was actually Dustin who hooked me up with Danny Gillian, and arm wrestling was actually kind of a thing when I was in high school back, in the 90s, and just for fun, but my grandpa was big on arm wrestling, and he'd do it too. He'd be like, you're lucky you ain't got a right hand. You should feel my right. He would always, he was definitely a right. But, he had passed away in late 2017, and I had just kind of been in a funk because of it. He was kind of like my go-to guy with anything, you know what I mean? Like, I've been into Harleys and stuff ever since I was little because of him, arm wrestling and all that stuff. And for me, arm wrestling is very, it has a sentimental, it's sentimentalism. You know what I mean? I was kind of down, and I was like, man, I just started thinking about arm wrestling with him, and I was like, man, I wonder if anybody does that around here. And then I just searched it on Facebook, and old Dustin tagged me on I think it was what was the original Facebook page you had? DFW, or it was just some
the Dallas Fort Worth Arm Wrestling.
Oh yeah, yep, the Dallas Fort Worth one. Yeah. And the camaraderie, and everybody I've talked to who's stuck it out for a couple months even of arm wrestling, they all agree, even if you're not that good, it don't matter, because the camaraderie and the partnership and the fellowship that you get within this sport. And I don't know, it just kind of attracts more cool dudes than not cool dudes, you know what I mean? And even some of the wise guys out there who are kind of obnoxious in that, even they're kind of, they kind of hang back anyway, you know what I mean? So it's really it's an all around killer thing right now, man. And we're like spearheading it,
Well, and that leads into another discussion. But before I get that, I want to make sure we acknowledge. So one thing I don't want to miss is Nick Adams posted that, I think he said what was it, December 5th? Adam Airgang's having a practice and Jerry Catarat's supposed to be there.
Oh yeah. But yeah, everybody has to cross. You guys got to cross that with Adam Ergang on Facebook though. To run, you got to run that by him first. Just let you guys know.
Oh,
okay?
I'm repeating what Nick said.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's supposed to come out. It's not going to be. Usually he does Saturdays, but I guess Catarat's coming out. And he's going to be there on Sunday.
Well, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Nick Adams and Ronaldo's match is supposed to be that Saturday. So
yeah,
I'm guessing they're doing, they're making those accommodations if Jerry's coming in.
I think that's cool. a buy invite deal though, not just show up.
It might be.
Yeah.
It is, but all you got to do is run it by him, and I mean, dude, he's had a whole bunch of people out there, and he was showing me footage of old stuff that he used to have. Man, he's had tons of people out there.
I like Adam.
He should be a director.
Absolutely. I mean, he's Machine Guns, team captain / CEO / COO / CFO. He's
I think he told me at Lindale though that he was kind of thinking about not competing for quite a while. So, but that's I've heard that from quite a few people. Like they said, oh yeah, this is going to be my last tournament or whatever, and then I'm not competing for like 9 months, and I'm like,
what's that? Just to heal up or what? What?
Maybe I don't know, heal up, gain, I don't know. So another one, we got Arm Wrestling Uncensored in the chat. Well, that might be the actual Reloaded now.
Rowdy, Arm Wrestling Uncensored, the rowdiest Facebook page ever.
Well, see, like leading in, just like what you said, what you said just a minute ago, is I think there's a niche for everybody, and I think everybody has a place. So, you got Arm Wrestling Uncensored. They're obviously very popular, and there's a side of people that are all over that, and then you have your serious types, and you have your more serious types. So I think there's a niche for everybody now. It's kind of like we've got a full spectrum of things going on here, all the way from Arm Wrestling Uncensored to your most professional and uptight organization you could come across. So it's definitely a crazy time, and especially in the social media side of things.
Yeah, definitely. And there seems to be a couple little touch and go now with like some of the East Coast type rules, or Northeast with the what is that, a NAL style ready goes and running fouls, running elbow fouls. So you know what I mean? I think that's something that I think we need to come together and kind of come to this one peak of agreement so we can really push this sport into, Olympic zone, or however you want to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I personally don't care.
That's definitely one thing. I mean, I tell you, I can see an argument for guys that would like the running fouls and all that kind of stuff, but there's part of me goes, I like having fun with this sport, but also, do I think I'll ever be do I even think or know that I'll ever be top tier, like, elite? Nah. I think I'll get good in the sport. I think I do pretty well with anything that I do. I think I'll be good, but there's just part of me. It's like, there's that side of me. It goes, look, you got a 7x7 pad. Your job is to keep your fucking elbow on the pad. Excuse my language. Yeah. It's not to allow my elbow to jump off and then come back on or whatever. You don't get that with any other sports. You don't get the long jumper. They don't get to move the line 10 inches because he happened to miss it on the jump.
Absolutely.
It's just like, you got a 7x7 pad. Your job as a professional arm wrestler is to keep your elbow on that pad while you're arm wrestling.
Totally.
I can see the argument for the other side too, though.
I do like those.
Yeah.
I do like those 7.5 by 9.5 pads. I just want to throw it out there.
Of course you do.
You know, listen, for us tall dudes, you know, I'm 6'4", and I mean, what's Carter? He's like 6'7", 6'8". We got the new guy. We got the new guy on our team over at Danny's here. Paul, Tall Paul, I call him, Holtfrere. That dude's like 6'11" or 6'10", and
Wow.
you know, he's still new. But I mean, just, you know, if you want to do some hook and drag style pulling, you're coming off the back a lot. So I can see the old 7x9. You know, I could see a benefit on that, and I think it would help some of the larger guys too. As far
I don't know
as
that it helped. I don't know if it necessarily helps us too much. I mean, like one thing I've found is that I can,
Well, it helps.
if I'm able to hold somebody, and if I come to the front of the pad, the length of my arm, it's a disadvantage for that other guy because I can almost reach the other end of the table with my arm. You know, so he's running out of room really, really quick, especially if I'm coming forward, you know. So
Right.
I mean, it could, you know,
Yeah,
I guess
I
the
get you.
7x9s could work, but I don't really find
get what you're
myself needing, like for me, even with my length, and it could be just my technique. I could be doing it wrong. I don't know. I don't find myself needing more room in the back of the pad.
Yeah, I mean, I still try to discipline myself to really keep my elbow down, and you know, I've been trying to do more top rolling to just save my elbow.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know, you can look back at any of Anthony's competition matches and his arm. I mean, it's like he knows where it's at, he knows where he's going with it, and that's it. And it's planted. Sure. And it's up and over, and you know, I'll be the Zane, you lost, you know, kind of thing. But as far, you know, for the running fouls, I think sometimes you get the guys, you know, like Matt Craig, you know, he's obviously a strong dude and he has a short arm and he kind of does like shake and shimmy, you know, when he kind of bounce. And what do you guys call that? What were they saying? The Louisiana hop, you know, a little bit here and there. But
well, one thing I noticed about Matt is that he doesn't put a lot of elbow pressure down into the pad. He almost hovers a little bit in his style.
He's a floater.
Yeah, so it's very easy for him to elbow foul, which he sometimes does, and just his style of pulling because he's barely touching that elbow pad. He's not planted in it. So,
totally. Yeah, it's, you know, it's one of those things, you know.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the never-ending saga, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever come to an agreement on that one.
Totally, you know.
But it'd be nice. That might be what's holding us back. I mean, I've heard that argument that, you know, that kind of stuff is holding us back from progressing into a mainstream sport, and the fact that there's so many different rule sets, there's so many different weight categories, there's no universal anything.
Yeah, and you know, we're entering the same realms now, as I feel like MMA had you know, and boxing had gone to, you know, boxing has so many weight categories. The weight spread is so many now, you know what I mean? And you know, and I kind of feel like in arm wrestling there needs to be one more heavier weight class, because there's just a couple dudes who are so massive. I'm like,
we just talked about that.
I'm down to 242, so I really don't care no more. But you know, there's some dudes that are just ripping big guys, man. I forget the dudes. I forget who those dudes are. But they always wear oil rig, like they work for an oil rig company. I just can't think of who it is. I think one of the guys' name's Mike, but them dudes are huge. I mean, they are my height, but like 400 pounds. When I went to Georgia with Gillian and Lowe and Robbie and them, there was a couple of Georgia boys out there that were just massive dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. You know,
you were in the same boat as me. I was weighing in at about 245, 250 pounds. I had no business being in the supers.
Totally.
None.
Yeah. That's why I cut down. That's why I'm back down to 242s. No problem now. I don't even have to starve myself or
I don't either. I think I weighed myself on the scale just a little while ago. I think it was,
you guys are looking at this all wrong though, man.
237.
The supers is the most you know, there's the most competition in the supers. You got 70 we've got 70 something,
I don't
Texas
think.
pullers
Well,
in the super class. And there's 242s. You've got what, about, a dozen, maybe 15 guys or something?
yeah, but most of that's all good competition, though. There's some supers in that
Well,
in
yeah.
that rankings right there. Until you get up at about like the top 8-ish, it's pretty.
That's
squishy.
the problem. That's the problem. They're all awesome.
Pretty
pullers.
squishy.
They're all awesome pullers.
Yeah, that is very true. I just don't think I could, even if I worked out like heavy duty lifting, I don't think I could, I actually think I'd probably thin out a little more. That's how it always was for me too. I was a super thin guy most of my life. And then I started eating Tex-Mex when I came out here and just started putting on weight. And, I think that, I really want to get down to 220s, to be honest with you.
Where you ranked at right now, Nubs?
I'm in 242s. I think I'm like number 12 on the list there.
I'm looking here.
And I think how you guys got it. I kind of feel like where I'm at, the two dudes directly above me, I don't know who they are. I wouldn't mind challenging either one of those guys. With the list that you just uploaded the other day. And, but I really think like if it was a competition this past Saturday, Mike Galaz would have beat me. So he's still staying above me. And I know I can't beat Gabe Moore. Gabe Moore is a killer. That dude is yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gabe Moore is just unbelievably brutal. I mean, he likes weightlifting for fun. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. So,
No, I got to grip up with him in Lubbock.
Yeah, I went to his practice right before that one, and he's just a strong dude. He's really good, a real good top roller too.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like if I think with my prosthetic and probably maybe like 6 more months training pretty heavily, I think that I think I can work my way up into like where I sincerely believe how you have it in the 242s right now is right there, because Mike Galaz was feeling pretty killer left this past Saturday. I know Gabe Moore is right where you got him, seems pretty legit. I'd like to see Galaz and Gabe Moore go at it. That'd be a pretty good one. And they're kind of opposing techniques too, because Galaz is kind of a inside containment, hooker, and Moore is definitely, like, every time I've gone against him or I've watched him, he's always top rolling. So lefty anyway. I think that'd be a cool one to watch.
I need to go to 220 is where I need to go.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go. I'm missing an arm, bro. That's got to be worth at least 10 pounds.
I need to go to 220. I'm looking at this right now and I'm like, yeah, I need to go to 220.
Yeah, but then you get some of those short, massively muscular, ripped bodybuilder type dudes in the 220. See, that's where I'm like,
I'm not seeing any of those there.
You don't think so?
It'd be pretty. I think it'd be pretty easy thing to say to break. You could break into the top 10 on the left hand easy.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, isn't Ryan Carter a 220 guy?
Yeah, he's number 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Anthony Lowe's still there, but we moved him over to the super, so I don't know if he's even going to compete in the 220s anymore.
You're talking left, Billy, or right?
Left.
I don't know, man.
Are you supposed to move him?
Billy Cochran at number 11.
No, Billy should be higher.
I forgot about Cochran.
Yeah, Billy should be higher on that one.
He's pretty strong too. He's got a nice lock, nice bicep lock. That's pretty good. I saw you put what's his name? Cornelius or Cornelio? Cornell.
Yeah.
My bad, dude. My bad. He's a fellow machinist, and dude, man, that dude is strong. What's up with that? Why are you guys letting all these newbies in that are just strong dudes?
Well,
in the juvie
I removed myself from the supers and went to the 242s, and then he got added to the 242s, and I made Dustin move him over my left, because even though I beat him in left at state, he's got a winning record on my left. Now right, he hadn't, he can't touch it, but left, he was beating me. So I had Dustin.
Yeah,
moving
and
over to
Adam
my
beat
left.
him at state too. Adam Ergang beat him too.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
You ever pulled Peyton Chancey, Dan?
yeah, dude, that kid is ridiculous.
Right?
I think he's stronger lefty than his dad. And I just watched the TikTok yesterday or today that Ephraim posted. Ain't nobody beating him. He's just plowing through guys left-handed, no problem. You know, that first competition back in Fort Worth. Remember your first since COVID? Remember that first competition over there by I don't know if that was Dickies or the across from Dickies. Dude, his ready go freaking go on me when I went against him. I beat the other two dudes. The one dude from I think the other two guys from San Antonio. I think I beat those two. And then I went against Peyton Chancey, and he met my grip. I was kind of loose gripping, and dude, his it was like a straight sideways. Didn't look nothing like his right hand.
Oh yeah,
you know, because I'm always watching and analyzing. You know, especially guys I haven't pulled. I'm trying to hope that they go first, or I can kind of feel them out. And dude, his just straight to the pad, kind of hurt. It was like a top roller, you know, kind of. I went to top roll, and he just straight down. Dude, I was like, golly, and it's been over almost a year since then. So he's definitely gaining ground.
Yeah,
he's
I
definitely.
gotta get out. I want to get up there with y'all next year. I'm going to be doing some travel as soon as I get my new vehicle. I'm going to be doing some traveling. I want to get up there with y'all. I want to be over in Houston. You know, traveling around all these different teams and stuff. And
definitely, yeah, dude. I mean, I got 5 kids and, you know, a full-time job. So I would love to travel and stuff. And I love going to, you know, I mean, I never even, it wasn't for you guys having me out at Kima. I ain't never even seen the Gulf of Mexico before that day. That was cool. You know, so I dig. I traveled as a kid too with my grandparents a lot. So I love traveling. It's just, you know, always being able to plan it and stuff is really the challenge now. Really competing is the reward for me. You know what I mean? To get to do stuff like that. Like I wish I could do it full time where I just recruit and promote, you know. That would be great, but it's just not in the cards right now. But everybody I talk to, I hope somebody at my job sees this video, because they're gonna see that all my yip yapping about it at work. You know what I mean?
It carries on.
This one arm guy, all he talks about is arm wrestling. He's only got one hand. He's gonna hurt himself one day. You know? I got a nickel for every time somebody said that. Jeez.
Well,
all right, guys, I gotta let you go.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. We'll do it again sometime. I'll watch some videos and we'll pick some topics and troll some.
Hey, share some pics of your new.
Oh yeah, let me go grab it. Give me 1 sec. Go ahead and talk. Let me go grab it. Hold on.
All right.
What else you got, Dustin?
You know what I was thinking? I didn't get a chance to ask him yet, but maybe Anthony's still listening. I think there's basically about two to three groups that get together, practice in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Is there more?
Well, I think there's Adam's group, and then I think there's Danny's group, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is it who does Michael get together? Just kind of whoever he.
Who?
Michael. Or is he down by Houston?
Michael who?
Michael Hain.
Yeah, no, I'm not 100% sure.
I think he's there in Dallas, isn't he?
He may be. Anthony says 4 groups.
4 groups. Thank you, Anthony.
And he does say he's on as far as the rankings go, is only supers in Texas.
What do you mean?
I don't know I guess that Anthony, does that mean you're not going to compete in the 220s anymore in Texas as far as the rankings go?
Yeah, he has to go on the supers.
Yeah, well, we left him in the 220s too. So I don't know if he wants to stay there, if he wants to. He said Michael goes to Danny and Adams and the one in Denton. He thinks.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we can continue to grow the sport in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yeah. So
What you got?
yeah, show us.
All right.
Show us what's good. Whoa!
Look at
check it
that.
out.
Hey, kids, you want some candy? Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So it's
buddy, that's
couple
cool, man.
couple layers of carbon fiber. It basically has a cable hooked
High
up to a
speed.
strap that I put around my left shoulder there, and then I push on it, and it's spring loaded, so it stays closed. So as I kind of push with my nub, it opens it up.
Okay.
How strong is it? Like, how heavy can you pick up with that?
So it has an adjustable tension on it. Let's see right there. So I picked up like 125-pound steel bar at work just to see if I can military press it, and it held it pretty good. Now the one I had when I was younger, it was the opposite, where it stayed open all the time, and then when I pushed forward, it would close. So as hard as I could push, it would grip that hard, and I could crush.
Oh wow.
I could break nuts with it. So.
Don't do
This
that.
I basically take the strap off, and then I got to put something over the handle of the table, otherwise it'll just be grinding metal to metal. So I usually take.
I saw at Worlds that guy had a block.
Yeah, he put the foam block on because mine has an articulating wrist. If you notice, it's turned a little bit relative to the forearm part.
Yeah.
His is just a straight one. It just goes straight. So he would put the block down because as he was like pushing and pulling on it, it would like chew up the table where the cloth and where it's mounted. So he put that foam piece down so he wouldn't ruin the table ultimately. For me,
Sure.
I put Adam had a cowhide glove, and I just slipped that over it and then put this around it. I take the strap.
Okay.
I take the strap off because I don't want it to open up. I set it to the highest setting and then just go to town and just plowing through people left and right.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude,
I can't wait to see it in action.
Game changer. Totally.
Hey, next practice when you're pulling, give us a little video.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I did get a little bit. Man, I think Eli got a couple shots from Adams this past weekend. I think I have one little clip that Max the Russian, I call him, Max Zuin. He had a couple good videos. Let me go through those. I think I might have some, and I'll make a
put them on the Dallas Fort Worth page, and then we'll share them the TAO page.
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right, guys. Good talking to you. God bless you, and I'll see you next time, huh?
I'll give you a
buddy.
chat. I've got a few other things I want to chat with about, but we'll get with you, Dan.
Sounds good.
Yeah, definitely.
Later.
Oh, let's see what we got. What's up, Jody? Jody, he came in the chat. Says
That
he's at
Jody
work
Williams?
right now. Huh?
Jody Williams?
Yeah, Jody Williams. Yeah.
Oh, snap. What's up, Jody?
Buddy Jody. And let's see, Brad 217 in the house. What's up, Brad?
Nice. Hey, Brad. The talented artist there.
Yeah.
Oh.
They got Anthony and let's see, Troy Brown, and then they're talking about the tournament this coming weekend. Michael Todd International over there in Arkansas.
Yeah. Saturday after Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
After Thanksgiving Day. I think Jake, my son, is still debating if he's going to be able to make it or not, but he may.
Oh, he's thinking about going? Is he going to fly?
I think he'll probably drive. He may drive up to Dallas and go with either some of those guys. Sarah invited him, and maybe we'll see.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah,
well,
gosh, I mean, I know there's a ton of other things we could definitely hit. It's been a while since we've had any kind of show or anything, but yeah, I think we got kind of the high points knocked out. Don't forget, Western qualifier is going to be the season opener for 2022. Mark Perez is out there working hard. to drum up some sponsors, and he's already got a beautiful venue. It looks like picked out, and so January 22nd, right?
Yep.
January 22nd. It's going to be
Flyers are up on the TAL page, so I
going to
think
be in El Paso.
yeah, we should get a good concentration of pullers out of New Mexico, and
we need to put a bus together to go out to that. That's if we got a bus together, I think we could get a group of people to go. Easier because it's a little hike.
About 8 hours, yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to I'll look into that. But yeah, we expect to have pullers from New Mexico and a lot of new and different pullers that maybe you haven't been able to pull in other parts of Texas. So yeah, come on out. He's going to have some nice custom trophies, and he's going to put on. He always puts on a good event.
Oh yeah, and we're working on having some different, our qualifiers are, they're one of their main functions obviously is to get prepared for state. So, our payouts are going to stay the same for our classes. At all the open classes, first place will be $50, and a medal. And then, our trophies, we're working on some new designs, getting some new designs for the medals this year. So we don't have the same ones we had last year. They're not going to be spectacular, but they'll be nice. But like I said, the main point of all these qualifiers is to prep and get everybody ready and get us ready for the state championship at the end of the year. So we'll be working on that as well. Like I said, we may end up having a highlighted super match there. I'm not sure exactly what we've got going on. We had a couple prospects that kind of fell through, and then Mark's working on some new stuff out there. So hopefully we can get one nailed down. I'd like to have at least a few. It'd be nice if we could have one at, each one of our qualifiers. But,
sure. Yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
We'll just have to see how funds go, and
Well, and two, I think if we change a little bit too of the dynamics, and a lot of it kind of depends on what each individual puller is willing to do. But
sure,
if we stick with more so, you put the money on the table instead of trying to settle up with both athletes, it sure stretches the budget a lot farther. And
sure.
So, but yeah, and some are willing to do it, and some are not, and that's okay. The ones that don't want to, work together, we'll find others.
Yeah. 217 says Texas is on his radar for 2022. Well, Brad, you are always welcome.
Nice.
You are all you and your talent and everything is always welcome here in Texas. You just let us know when you're coming.
Ooh.
We'll roll out the red carpet for you. But yeah, that's the thing, with, kind of moving forward with filming and stuff like that, with me taking on a new role, I'll still be doing a majority of the media stuff, especially with all the media and social media, and all that. The video is I think we're going to take a slightly different direction with the video, simply just because of time and all that. And, if I can get help with it, if we can find somebody that can help me with it, then that's one thing. And, but everybody seems to be liking, like I said, the live feeds. They want it, they want it live. They want it now. And they really, there's not a lot of big part of the community out there that appreciates the after stuff. So we may be transitioning more to a live setup, and that whether that be on multiple platforms at the same time, via the Facebook page and YouTube at the same time.
No.
As long as we can, course, the age-old problem there is internet connection. So
Yeah.
as long as we have a reliable signal, we'll be going live from these events.
Yeah. Yeah. Brad wants a calendar, Billy.
Yeah. So that's one thing we've been talking about too. We have our tentative, flyer up. But one thing we've been talking about the past few days is we really need to nail down not some hardcore dates, but some tentative dates to start giving people a little bit more idea on whether or not the tournament's going to be at the beginning of the month, the end of the month. And I think we're going to be making a change to our ladies only tournament and pushing it back a little bit further in the year. Not too much further, but a little bit further. So you should see some updates on that soon. And that's another one we want to obviously, hit out of the park again. That's another big one.
Yep, absolutely.
What else we got? What else we got wrapping up?
Well, my messenger's lighting up right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're popular because I don't have anything.
Let's see. I think we pretty much kind of covered some of the things. December, we really, like I said, we really don't have any events planned down here. Let's see. What events are planned near us? I think we plan on doing some recruiting events in our areas. For probably maybe the first and second week in December, and then maybe the third, but probably not. And then we'll probably take that fourth week in December off, and
we might need to try to. One thing we might be good to do is try to load everybody up and go to Houston for the weekend for that December 11th.
That's a good idea.
Carpool over there in a couple vehicles, get some people together and go over there for that deal with Cody and Robert and have a big old practice. And either that being so close, either we drive back that night or maybe we do a hotel or we get a few rooms and
that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. That'd be really good for a bunch of our guys.
Maybe sure. I'll bring my pop-up and I'll just set up outside Stanley's house.
Yeah. I'm sure they'd probably be down with that. Let's just get a hold of them, see what they say.
Yeah.
Well, cool. It's been a long day for me, Billy. I'm good here. If you're good.
217. Thanks. Hey, Brad. Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. Anytime you can come on in, man. I'm happy to have you. But appreciate you stopping by. You too, Anthony. You're always a plethora of information, filling in the gaps for Dustin and I here.
Absolutely. When you're ready to come on over.
So, all right, everybody.
We'll leave the light on for you, as they say.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, I appreciate for everybody in the chat stopping by. We'll try to do these again. I know we took a little hiatus. Everything got busy and schedules and stuff like that, but we need to start doing these a little bit more and keeping everybody up to date on everything. And sometimes you don't get it through social media. There's so many posts that just kind of gets lost in translation sometimes. So
yeah, we'll be doing more. We've got some interviews planned, and we want to knock out one in particular with our newly inducted Hall of Famer, Mr. Gary Ray.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Dustin.
Billy, touche.
Have a good night, man.